Welcome to another live edition of Pittsburgh Sportsline in the BPTV studio. Thank you for watching us. We appreciate you. I'm Al Levine, the talking machine. We got Smokin' Jim Frazier here. Chip Hayner is not here. He's going to a concert, James Taylor and Jackson Brown. On a side note, Smokin' Jim's not that worldly about singers. So he'll need to look up those two names. And standing in, moving from my right to my left, right next to the John O. Praskak painting, look at Three Rivers Stadium. And he paints specially with river sand from our Three Rivers. And we're honored to have his painting. And we got the VIP, Nick Callis here, sitting in the Chip Hayner seat. We got a great show for you, lots of sport, some conversation, and some questions from Mean Smokin' Jim. And he'll put it out there. Thanks for watching us on Comcast 7, only in Bethel Park. Thanks for watching us on Verizon 32 in Bethel Park, and all the way from Nemacolin, Cranberry, Wexford, and all points in between. We appreciate all of you in every area of Pittsburgh that has Verizon in their hub. Sometimes you don't get it, and other times it's there. So appreciate all those watchers and people viewing us. If you're first time, welcome aboard. We're doing FaceTime. We got two rookies here. We got Anthony, known as A2. We got Ryan, known as Ryan. And we got Anthony that's in the control room. I'm calling him A1. I didn't want to go by their initials, but we got A1 and A2. They both are going to PTC, and they're being interns right now, and they're helping us out. We also got Dan the man with his haircut. He doesn't have the greatest afro in Bethel Park anymore. He's a handsome young man going to Slippery Rock, and will be leaving us probably in the next week or two.
I'm sad.
And we have those people there, and thank you for the Facebook likes, 6932.
Yeah.
So we're going to get two more, because I got this smartphone. And I told A2 and I told Ryan, I expect since they're on this show, guess what? Give a like to Pittsburgh Sportsline, and we may have you back next week. That's how simple we are. There's no bribery. They did eat pizza, and we appreciate that stuff. And we're going to start with our promos. We'll see right now how A2 is. There it.
Great job.
And if you didn't know, A2, Smokin' Jim likes to make friends immediately, so it'll be quite complimentary, and he'll mention your name, and he'll mention how swag you looked, and, I'm carrying on. Olive Oil's Pizzeria, 412-831-1900. Let me make sure. Yes, that is it. You can check it. Whoop, again. They have great Italian food, pizza. We get an XL pizza of pepperoni, which everybody here tried a slice. Smokin' Jim can't really talk right now. He bit a finger, and that pizza goes down really well. And we have a steak hoagie cut into 6 pieces, so we don't fight here over it. So that's our setup here, and their food is just great. They're at Hillcrest Shopping Center, and by my clock, it's less than 5 minutes away going the back way to it. So right from the studio, guys, on your way to Carrick and Whitehall, you can just hit that right before you hit 88. That's my tip. Next up, I got a new 501c3. We'll see what A2 does on this one. Look at that. This 501c3 is Always Be Smiling. It honors a 16-and-a-half-year-old great boy named Bennett, and he went by B, and he died of kidney disease, 16 and a half years old. He lived right in this Gilfallen Farm, which is right across the street from South Hills Village on Route 19. They own the land there. They have cows. They have horses. They do all kind of things to help people. They're trying to raise money. You can donate as little as $1 or whatever feel you need to help other families with kids with kidney disease, and they need your help. Just like I had a kidney transplant. It'll be 2 years on September 13th. Friday was my lucky day 2 years ago. Got a great kidney transplant from my son. We're looking for living donors to help others with kidney disease. So check out Always capital B in honor of Bennett, who died, smiling. So check them out. I appreciate it, and so does the family. Dean and Kristen, the parents, are just great people, donating their money to help others. Next up, another 501c3. A2 is doing wonderful. Look at that. We end each show with Stay Joey Strong. We honor Joey, died before his 9th birthday 7 years ago from a dreaded brain cancer called DIPG. There's a picture before and there's a picture after when he had DIPG and it took his life. His family lost another child due to kidney disease when she was a couple years old. So they've lost 2 kids. And if you can donate money, we have a 5K 1 mile run coming up September 12th at 9 a.m. And Joey likes superheroes, so you dress up as a superhero, walk for 5K or run for 1 mile. And it's just a great event. Costs you a fee to get in. And it's to help people like Joey, who died of the dreaded brain cancer. They raised over $100,000. It's their biggest event of the year. And guess what? Al Levine, the talking machine, and Nick's going to help me film it this year. It'll be 9 o'clock, September 12th. So check that out. And we'll be nice to see you and find out more information from the Joey Fabus Childhood Cancer Foundation. I'm on a streak here, another 501c3, the Bethel Park Historical Society Schoolhouse Arts and History Center, 2600 South Park Road. Did A2 do well or not? He's undefeated on this. We like that. Look at that eye he got. It's 2600 South Park Road, has that big red trolley if you've ever seen it. Stop in there. It's a 1905 schoolhouse, refurbished, new roof, windows, you name it. The Cupola has the original bell that used to be at the high school. The high school has the new bell because people like taking pictures with it. They have my favorite tea place where I get my loose leaf green tea. It's called Reginald's Coffee. They have roasted coffee from around the world. A few dozen friends of mine have said it's better than Starbucks.
Wow.
So support local business. Matt and Julie are the best. Next up, a lady reached out to me because of my kidney transplant. Her name is Kathleen Miller. Let's see A2 on this one. There it is. Even has Kathleen there on a flyer she sent to me. She has kidney disease where her kidneys are functioning 17%, and it's getting worse. They're worried next year she may need a kidney transplant like I did. So I'll give you the information. You go to the website livingdonorreg.upmc.com. Since I'm old and hard of hearing, I'll repeat it. livingdonorreg.upmc.com. And try to help Kathleen out by donating a kidney. And if you're not a match with her, you could still donate your kidney, and then they trade and look for a kidney that would match Kathleen. So it can just work out if you want to do it. My son did it. He has no health issues or problems at this time, and it's almost 2 years since I got the kidney transplant. So check it out. Please help out. Thank you. Next up, Dave Cable likes to have a little fun with me. We'll see what A2 does on this one. Bang. He's on fire. He didn't even touch the camera. 4 times in a row, he has not touched it. I must have hit the black tape that A1 put on the desk. And we got the new sheet here. I want you for BPTV. Tell them Uncle Al sent you. Call 412-831-3304. You can be here like A2, A1, Ryan, Dan. Wow, who'd I forget? Nick.
Anthony.
Oh, no, I said A1, A2.
Oh, that's right.
Nick's a little slow because he did go to KO.
So did you.
That's what I'm saying.
Unbelievable.
How do I know that? He fell right into it, folks. Sorry, these young kids, I'm still trying to teach them a little bit. It's a tough process. I've only been working with them since November, and it's starting to sink in like he just caught on at the end there.
Only took 10 months.
Yes. Well, we don't want to count that much because math is a little weak there at KO, but we understand. You could be a volunteer here and help us on cameras, audio, or you can sit and listen to A1 in there and Dan and do what you want. Next up, we have another 501c3. We'll see if A2 can handle it. Let me explain. Play-by-play, he did not touch the camera for the 5th time. Look at that picture. In other words, he had a good eye setting it up, and I'm hitting that tape. Look at how it's shaking a little. Whoop. Bethel Park Community Foundation has money for you, from $100 to $5,000 in grants for people doing good things with their groups in Bethel Park. Not to pick on Smoking Jim, but he'll talk about gambling. If you don't gamble, don't start. If you are a gambler, do the opposite of what he says.
I'm making money.
I don't know how, because
Making, spending.
yeah,
What's the difference?
we can't even explain what he does for a living. But go to bpcf.org, get an application. I was at my first meeting in 6 months because they put us on a hiatus from Tuesday nights, so we're back strong on Tuesday nights, in case you didn't notice. Smoking Jim did pause from his eating. Somebody noticed that last week, so I just wanted to give that a shout out. But get an application from bpcf.org. This will help any of your group or organization in Bethel Park, helping to make our community better. I'm all 100% for Bethel Park people because I live here too, so carry on. Next up, I got a test. Here's a test. Wait till you hear this test. We're going to test A2. I got all my stuff out of the way. I got to try to hit the spot. We'll see how he does. Give him a little drum roll. He gave the hands up. 6103.
That's amazing.
Route 88. I
like
switched
that red
hands.
background.
Look at that. I'm only shaking a little bit because I've never been this old before. He's doing well. I'll move it in there. There we go. That's Skeet Service Station. I got to cut those fingernails. Sorry, my son's going to be busting my chops there. That's Skeet Service Station, red, white, and blue station, about 6 miles from here on Route 88. They work on anything and everything that runs on gas. You name it. They've inspected my car a couple times, fixed some lights. They've inspected Smoking Jim's car. They have a smorgasbord on Mondays with pig's feet and elbows and other things you can eat, and sardines. And they even had cherries last week, so cherries are ripe. Go get some. But they do work on anything and everything. And you name a car, truck, weed whacker, hedge trimmers. They even work on electronic devices. They fix those, and they're just great people there. And you can call them at 724-348-4715. And they sponsor What's on Your Mind. So I get to ask a question. Smoking Jim Frazier, what's on your mind?
Thanks, Al Levine, the talking machine. If you want the green,
Coming at you.
you got to see Levine. But hey, man, it's good to see my main man, Dan the Man, with the brother taper cut. He's back, the phys ed major from Slippery Rock. Had doing a PT test before the show.
Time out. Smoking Jim brags about being an honest man, so I got to throw the disclaimer. His opinions.
I've been working on my burpees.
His opinion is surely only his own, and he likes to be an entertainer. He's actually a pretty bright guy, even though he graduated from Cal U. He knows.
My cat could get a degree from Slippery Rock.
He knows, and that's so disrespectful. I've had relatives and friends that graduated, and they have real jobs, unlike Smoking Jim, who we don't know what he does for a living. But here's a question I have for all of you. If a guy only has a pocket full of ones, what do you think, and this is for all you guys, and maybe a few women, what do you think he's doing with a roll like this of all ones? I used to call it a Philadelphia roll. because it's all ones. And I'll leave that up to you. But Dan is going to Slippery Rock for not PT. He's in IT. So he missed out. Smoking Jim misspoke, as usual, about that.
We're a minute and 30 seconds in, and my head's already spinning.
Well, I'll tell you
great
what,
show.
Welcome aboard.
Well, we got my main man, Anthony, never a here out of place on the ones and twos. And the reason I walked in Al Levine, the talking machine, and said we got a football team is the last 3 years the Carrick Raiders quit football because they didn't have 11 players. So we got enough to scrimmage Carrick. But hey, honored to have Ryan in the house. And I tell you what, like you said, Al Levine, the talking machine, swag from head to toe. You got to give it up to Anthony, my man, Tony. Remind me of Tony
Smoking
Emmanuel,
Jim.
the hardest hitter I ever played.
Here's what the problem is. I'm not picking on him, but he just asked Anthony, what do you go by, Anthony or Tony? And A2 goes by Anthony. So
That's
I'm
a business
I'm
side.
sort of questioning the veracity of Smoking Jim's statements here.
Man, I had a beautiful lady outside. I gave her 10. She said, "Is Tony in there?" Ladies know him as Tony, man.
Woo! Smoking Jim. There were no ladies. Matter of fact, there were a couple
He
guys.
was in too early.
There were a couple guys
How about
looking.
that lady that hit her head that time? I had to get somebody to help her get the ambulance. Had rocks all in her eyes. You missed that too.
I
'cause
missed
you
that
was here
too.
early.
I missed that too.
The lady show up late.
Smoking Jim. Who goes and gets the pizza and hoagie from Olive Oil's
Hey, we couldn't
Pizzeria?
do it without you.
Okay, thanks.
But
Now that he'll be back to normalcy.
But we got the VIP of BPTV, comes from the best family in the tri-state area. But hey, I'm going to ask you one thing, Nikki. Do one favor for me. Always get you some white friends. Now, this has been since October. But get you some white friends because I tell you what, I went to Pasta 2. And they're still laughing at me over there. Al Levine, the talking machine, my white friend, got me a birthday gift. I go to Pasta 2. I order all this. I order lasagna. I order salad. I order meatballs. I ordered hot sausage. But then when it went, I was going to order some eggplant, but it went over $25. So I didn't order that.
Eggplant's my favorite.
I go in, they said eggplant parmesan or something like that.
Yes.
So I go in.
That's my favorite.
I hand them the gift card. They're giving me my money and gift card back. I'm like, what are you doing? They're like, oh, you still got another $25 on this. I didn't know that the gift card was separate from the gift card. Al Levine ended up giving me 50 instead of 25. But it was too late to get the eggplant, but I appreciate it. And don't forget, a few years ago, Chip, who's not here, Hop Along Cassidy, Chip ended up getting me, and I've been looking for it for years, a black Barbie doll. Have you ever found a black Barbie? Have you ever seen a black Barbie doll?
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
Man, don't even look. Chip and his
He just
wife
said,
Stephanie
yeah.
found it.
I think there have.
He
No,
said-
he never seen. He seen the light skinned Barbie. Thought
Maybe
it was
it is a
somebody.
black doll,
Thought it
but-
was a black Barbie. No, you ain't seen that.
Smoking Jim, could you listen to what he says?
But Al Levine,
I
the
know you
talking
practice
machine.
saying all
Al
this.
Levine, the talking machine. I'm walking through the streets all week. It's the first time I noticed it. Everybody called me the Godfather.
No, not everybody. The 110 godchildren that you have that are all related to you, do.
I'm walking
110.
through the Godfather. I might have to change my name again, Al Levine, the talking machine. Just like the Pirates call Milwaukee their Godfather. Hey, listen, and this is what's on my
Why?
mind. Can we restructure the league and have a division of the Pittsburgh Pirates, Arizona Cardinals, Baltimore Orioles, and Texas Rangers? I would enjoy that.
Okay, you said
And
Arizona.
that's what's on my mind.
You said Arizona Cardinals, so I just want to
Arizona Diamondbacks.
clarify. You can't have a division of all of them. Divisions are geographical in Major League Baseball for the most part.
Who
So
they can change it? They're getting their heads knocked off every night. Give them a chance.
you don't just structure divisions based
Huh?
off of. You don't structure divisions
Why
based on
not?
performance.
Why not? They're so far in last place. Wouldn't that help them?
Why didn't they just put
Smoking-
Golden State in the East then when they were doing?
No,
really
you're
well?
talking basketball. We're talking baseball. Nobody likes
Oh,
baseball. It's the most boring sport
Smoking
ever.
Jim, I have a question.
Who will notice?
I have a question for you. Why would you even want them to do better when you bet against them? No, that doesn't apply.
Oh.
Oh, wait, yeah. Oh, yay.
No, that
The
doesn't
race
apply.
car makes a comeback out of nowhere. I remember.
We're talking Pirates.
Okay.
You've told everybody out here that you gamble, and you're betting against the Pirates every game this year.
Yes, because they keep getting rid
So
of
now,
great white players.
why would you ask, as an intelligent gambler, ask them to put them in a league where they have a chance to
That
win?
wouldn't hurt me, wouldn't it? But
He
it would
he
help
isn't.
them.
He graduated Cal U with multiple degrees: basket weaving, crochet,
Hair picking.
weaving. Have 2 picks in your afro. He got many degrees, and now he figured out that would hurt
That
him.
would hurt. And
Thank,
that's what's on my mind.
thank you, Smoking Jim. All right, Nick Callis, what's on your mind?
You know what? So I was going through some of my stuff. I cleaned my room the other day, and I found some old baseball jerseys, found some old baseball cards that I had. I found Jason Bay on a baseball card.
He doesn't know who he is.
He was one of the best Pirates players in the 2000s, outfielder.
Where is
But
he
I'm just
from?
like, whoa,
Where is he
Canada.
from?
He was
There.
born in Canada.
You like the Canadians. You
Hockey
like.
player? Hockey player?
See, what did I tell you how he likes the Canadians?
It's been 5 seconds. He's more focused on his pizza than me talking. That's
Hold it,
great.
let him eat.
Let him. But I was looking through my stuff and I found some.
That's a nice card, Jason Bay.
Yeah, he was a. He was
I
a good-
remember how well he was
He
here.
was a really good player.
Yeah, till we traded him.
Yeah, shame he couldn't play longer with the Pirates. But anyway, so I was looking through some of my old stuff and I was reminiscing about how much I miss baseball. But then, by coincidence, I found some jerseys, and I found a YouTube video that Major League Baseball published about Major League Baseball jerseys and how they came to be. Baseball set the trend for all sports with jerseys, which I thought was pretty cool. And I also found out that jerseys used to have a specific meaning based off of where you were on the field. Like infielders used to wear numbers in the 10s,
Well,
outfielders.
they started the numbers back with the Yankees and stuff, and it was their batting order that they went by.
Did you know that Cleveland actually started the numbers first, and it was an
I'd heard
experiment
that.
that was terrible?
Yeah.
Nobody liked it. And when names got put on the back of jerseys, at first nobody liked it. They were all booing. Why are the names on the back of the jerseys? But as broadcast television came along, it seemed that people
was
were like,
natural.
it was easier to identify players. A couple teams are still stubborn, don't have.
Well, you
numbers
being
on
an
jerseys.
announcer, you need to know who the player is.
Right.
right?
Absolutely. But the big fact that I want to share that I found most interesting.
We were
was that-
waiting.
Right, here we go. You know the number 42 is retired because of Jackie Robinson.
I'm
all throughout
familiar
baseball.
with it. Explain
Right.
it to Smoking Jim.
So Jackie Robinson wore number 42. He broke the racial color barrier in sports, and Major League Baseball honored him in the 90s by retiring his jersey across all Major League
You
Baseball
mean
teams.
Jackie Robinson, who wasn't even the best player in the Negro Leagues, that guy?
I mean, he was one of the best players to ever play Major League
Yeah,
Baseball.
he was.
Aside from that point,
He only knows those facts during February.
right.
I have to explain that to people.
I'm just trying to verify who
And not that he's mean, but he goes negative no matter what. We can't help it because I guess he's undernourished. I got to talk to his great mama, Dorothy, and say, was he always negative?
So he might. I mean, I guess you're technically right. Was he the best player in the Negro Leagues?
Oh, heck no.
I would think so. But then why was he the first one to be in Major League
Branch
Baseball?
Rickey liked
Right?
him.
Isn't that right?
It's because of Branch Rickey.
Okay.
Because he
But
knew,
didn't he have to be
There,
good enough
there
to be
were,
able
oth-
to
No,
make
there,
he
it?
knew
there
how
were
to act.
other.
He knew how to. Oh.
knew how to act.
Oh. Okay.
There,
well.
I've read about the Negro Baseball League because
he
I
knew how to
gave
get along with the white
I
man.
gave a book to Smoking Jim when we first
I read
met.
17 pages.
He read 17 pages of a Negro baseball book because I gave it to him. It's like about 200 pages. I've read the book a couple times, so I gave it to him, figuring he'd have stuff to say during Black History Month, which he hasn't used once because I asked him 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. He gave me the book back, said I read 17 pages. So the story's still the same.
This one
and he
off-
wasn't necessarily the best player in the Negro Leagues. Some were older than him, though, too.
This went off way further than I wanted it to. Thank you.
Welcome to Pittsburgh Sportsline. We
But
put
the-
some opinions and some facts. Sometimes they merge. With Smoking Jim, it's 90% opinions.
Yeah, I learned that like 95% of what I say on the air is supposed to be factual, and you're just like the opposite. You're the
Yeah, he's
5%
90.
factual.
No,
5%.
he's 90%. I give him the benefit of the doubt.
All right, but
Because he didn't bite a finger this time. Go ahead.
Jackie Robinson wore number 42, and I found out how meaningless jerseys were back in the day. There was no story behind Jackie Robinson's number 42 because he played football at school, and he was a different number there. He was a different number when he played baseball in school, and he had a different number in the minor leagues and the Negro leagues when he played, and they just gave him 42. So I think that it's amazing that you've got players paying money for other players to give them their number, like numbers hold meaning for us so much. And now I'd come to learn that Jackie Robinson was just given 42, and now we all hold that number such high esteem. Not that it's a bad thing. I just find it interesting.
Oh, you'll be interested in what Smokin' Jim's numbers are, because when we first met him, it was some number, and I was at Buffalo.
22, right?
I was at Buffalo Wild Wings, and they had some Gateway jerseys. None of them were his number 22. Then he said he had another number, and I don't know what that was, but he wore that. So, and we can't ask about baseball because he's been lying for over a year that he played baseball.
Yeah. I went free my last game.
I meant to tell Nick where we were yesterday, Bakery Square. I played in my Pony League All-Star game across the street at Mellon.
Oh, yeah?
Mellon
I mean,
Field,
I played there, but I have documents proving that I've played at that
field. I hated
field.
that because I couldn't hit it out of the. It was so
There's no
far,
fence.
You couldn't hit it out of the park. Yeah, I played in the Pony League All-Star when I was only 12.
Can you document that? Because I know what field he's talking about, and I've played there, but the difference is.
Here, let me.
I was the youngest in the league.
Nick, time out. Time out.
I glossed over.
No, here's what I have to mention. Pony League doesn't start when Little League starts. Right. You're in Little League till you're 12, and sometimes they did Little League games where they were 13, 14, 15 years old, but that was illegal, but they didn't have birth certificates. Now, Smokin' Jim, we know, wasn't a baseball player because he just made Pony League at 12.
What All-Star game were you?
They moved me up to play with the older kids.
You were just a part of the National Pony League All-Star team? Is that what you're talking
It was
about?
some kind of All-Star game that I hated going. I didn't want to go.
That's probably why you didn't show up.
No, my dad made me go.
But yeah, jerseys, once meaningless, now hold a lot of meaning. All because I found some old jerseys of mine. That's what's on my mind.
Thank you. I'm glad we got through that. And again, we found out Smokin' Jim has some issues here. We'll try to get him to his doctor.
Nick's on the straight line, and Smokin' Jim just put the curves in there. Let's just go here, there, and everywhere, and then we found the end.
Well, first I want to thank some people. I got to give a couple shout-outs. Thanks to Bill Means. He's watching our show. By the way, he played football. He was one of the toughest guys, a couple years ahead of me. Toughest football players that I ever met, and it's just an honor to know him. He graduated KO. He wrote a book called Crazy Train. It's available as a $2.90 download from Kindle, Amazon. And since I gave him a promo, I know I'm getting a free book in the mail. And you can send it to 2930 Bethel Church Road, Bethel Park, PA, 15102, my friend. And I don't mind people knowing because they beep at my house like
Tell
David
him
Favis.
I'll buy a book.
No, he's a liar because he doesn't go online. So we hate to stop him
Is
instantly.
it only online?
What is Kindle?
I don't know.
Okay.
Wow.
I got to thank Steve Callis. He said Smokin' Jim rode the ponies in the Pony League because he was 12 years old. And in case you didn't know, Anthony Veltry's watching the show.
Oh, jeez.
Thanks to
12 times.
Yeah, he's been watching it. And thanks to all of the rest of you. I got to get to my segment out here. I've been watching different sports, but Anthony keeps watching the show. Tony from Chick-fil-A, he goes by Anthony, and he's from Carrick, so we have a threesome here. He just said that Smokin' Jim was the most quiet that he's ever seen in watching the show for a couple years because he wouldn't stop eating.
Love that comment.
So he just wants to know what's going on with Smokin' Jim. And what's on my mind, since we're a half an hour into this, I can't believe Smokin' Jim got us veering off the subject there. But somehow it happened. So again, thanks to everybody watching us. I can't go through all the names, but I got a couple there. A few are out of my realm here. But I've been watching some of the Olympics, and there's a lot of great performances. A lot of people are talking negative, about some of the different things, and we know the athletes and gymnasts and different things like that. But you got to give them credit. They worked 4 years. This got delayed a year because of COVID, and things do happen. And mental health in this day and age, we're more aware of it. Like Smoking Jim suffers from CTE, and I'm not making fun of it because he's not dealing in reality at all these times. And a lot of us did get concussions and weren't ever treated with it or ever helped, and now they try to do that. So when somebody's having emotional problems or mental health problems, I say see a doctor and get health, experts to help you out. And you're at the greatest level ever, and it's once every 4 years. And to me, people's health means more than what they're competing for. And I respect sports. I was taught to win, and I believe it. I lost a lot of games because that's just how it was. But you learn these things, and it's how you handle adversity. Some of us handle it and go back out there and do it. Others can't even get back in the game, whatever it might be. So I respect everybody that's out there trying to do well in sports, whether you're a young kid or an older person or whatever you're doing out there. If you're making that effort to do it, I respect all of you. And it's your decision what you want to do, whether you play a game, quit a game, can't do something, or you're tired of striking out like Smoking Jim did a lot. You're tired of that. Okay, maybe you don't continue and you just focus on being a running back. But that's what I wanted to share because there's too much controversy about all these things. Get back to some common sense in what we're trying to do. We're trying to raise better people in our country through sports and other things. I tell people what I learned in sports growing up helped me in the business world and even now being on TV by just telling you the truth and what I believe out there. And we give you a lot of opinions, but when the Pirates are playing and they're losing, they lose 15-4, guess what? They didn't play well and they got swept. And you can argue about whether they suck or not, but they aren't a good team. So to have people lie to us and tell you they're planning for the next year or two, I don't see it. I mean, I'm looking at it, but I don't see it. But that's just some of the honesty we try to put out there. And we'll talk about Buckos a little bit at the end. And I just wanted to tell you that we're going to come back with some fiction and fact from Smoking Jim's Almanac.
Thanks, Al Levine, the talking machine. And I tell you what, man, I hope I get through this without dropping a tear in my eye, man.
What happened?
Man, a few years back, man, when I was being recruited to go to school, man, I'd always played both ways all my life. And once you go to college, you can't play both ways. But when you're being recruited, you can make certain demands. So I said, I want to play both ways or I ain't coming. And so the coach at the time, Hal Hunter, who ended up being the Pittsburgh Steelers offensive line coach, allowed me to play both ways. But we had this defensive back coach that was like Buddy Ryan. I mean, all he cared about was defense. Bob Haley, his brother's Dick Haley, and his nephew is Todd Haley. And, man, he was a great player. He played at Maryland, was a starter at Maryland. So, man, for my freshman year and sophomore year, I never came out of the game except for extra points and field goals. I don't believe in being on the field with a kicker. And, until I met Carter, I didn't like kickers. Hell of me, the talking machine. I wouldn't even pay attention in practice when they practiced PATs. So that's the only time I got off the field. Well, my junior year, before my junior year, Hal Hunter got fired. Went with a coach up in Canada. Used to coach Arizona State. Who's the coach who used to coach Arizona State, beat up all his players? Frank Cush? Remember Frank Cush? Yeah. They was coaching in Canada together, beating up the team. And so we got this offensive guru as a head coach named Jeff Petrucci. But Jeff Petrucci promoted Buddy Ryan, a.k.a. Bob Haley, the defensive coordinator. So now Bob Haley was like, he wanted me for defense and Petrucci wanted me for offense.
Hold on, what position did you play on defense?
I played Well, I played both.
Just tell the truth.
Both safeties.
At the time.
Yeah, both safeties
At the same time.
Same time you played both safeties?
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever. Whoever. Yeah. But I mean, sometimes I'm mostly strong safety, but sometimes I play free safety, right?
Here's how simple it is.
Both safety.
No disclaimer.
I didn't believe in playing corner.
When we ask a question, we just want an answer.
Yeah, I didn't believe in playing cornerback. Because Mel Blunt used to be so
Hold
boring.
it.
Watching
The
Mel
question,
Blunt, nobody throw at him.
let me get back to the question because
Okay.
you're good at distracting,
Okay.
and I'm good at focusing.
Okay.
What position did you play?
I call it hero back. Because Ohio State created a position called hero back for Jack Tatum. So I like to think that we played the same
Congratulations,
thing.
you found the only wrong answer to that question.
So, El Levine, the talking machine, there's no way, as much as I love defensive back, that I was going to play it full time because the offensive players got the girls. I love to play defense, but I couldn't do it full time. So in practice, at the beginning of practice, first 25% of practice, I go with the defensive backs. Then the rest of the time, I was with the offense, right? 70%, then 5% punt kickoff returns. So anyhow, to wind this up, El Levine, the talking machine.
It's not done yet.
I'm on the field one day. Now, I never came out of the game as a freshman and sophomore.
Except for
when
points.
Bob Haley was the defensive back coach. Now he's the defensive coordinator. We have to blow timeouts because he's sending people in to get me out of the game. And I ain't coming out of the game. I'll send them back. We're throwing flags. Hey, remember how, now you always say I'm stubborn. Remember how Martin and Reggie Jackson used to argue? I come off the field. We had these big Gatorade jugs.
Yeah.
Never was Gatorade in there but water. I'd knock it over one game. The next game, Coach Haley would knock it over. We almost got in a fist fight. The offense would hold me back. Defense would hold him back, right? So, anywho, after the end of my junior year, our head coach, Jeff Petrucci, said I wasn't playing no more defense, full-time offense. And he loved offense.
Again, what position were you playing on defense?
On defense, safety, strong safety.
Thank you. It took
free
almost
safety
8
and
minutes.
hero.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
So El Levine,
And now, what position were you going to play on
But
offense?
I tell you what, the greatest play ever, though, El Levine, the talking machine. I actually blocked one punt in my career, right? I'm back deep.
Did you fall into it?
I'm back deep on punt returns, right? I'm back deep. My job was to count. It only counted 10 players, right?
Right.
So I'm running we need one more player. So I'm running towards the line of scrimmage. We need one more player. All of a sudden the ball snapped, but I had the momentum. I blocked the punt. Found out later, I forgot to count me. We had 11. But El Levine, it got ugly that year because
What year was it?
As a strong safety.
What year was it?
As a strong safety,
What
I
year
made
was
all
it?
the defensive calls.
Yeah.
So I'm mad at the coach because he keeps pulling me out of the game whenever he felt like he wanted to. The defensive coordinator. So I call my own plays on defense. He get pissed off. I get pissed off. But anyhow, at the end that was the year, probably the best team Cal State ever had. We had 110 players at camp because we had a bunch of illegal players. We had to go forfeit all our games. We was loaded out. But anyhow, at the end of that year, no more defense for me. Blow out my knee my senior year. But anyhow, coach broke all kind of defensive records. He was great.
Well, because you were on the defense.
A new coaching regime comes in. He was there like 14 years. Then he gets a job at Shepherd College, whatever that's at, university, pretty good school.
Yeah.
And he's in their Hall of Fame because of how great he was defensively. He was crazy, but he just dropped dead this week. So rest in peace, Coach Haley. We never got along. We had a love-hate relationship, but I respected him a lot. I used to think and this is loud. Let me wind this up in 30 seconds.
No, you got another minute because
I used to
we
think-
didn't understand till you got to the point here. May he rest in peace.
Because he was outstanding in college as a DB. He'd hit anything. He'd be like your boy Means. He hit a train, right?
Yeah.
So at Maryland. So then he goes into the Army for 6 years. So I salute his service.
Yeah.
Then he comes to Cal. It's like when he was coaching me, he was there a couple years, but he was only a graduate assistant. So he was making like $50 a week.
Yeah.
Living in the dorms, working like 18 hours a week. You know what I mean? And I used to be like, man, how can they do this without no money? But then once he got to be a defensive coordinator at a couple schools, he made some money. Todd Haley, that couldn't coach his way out of a wet paper bag with the yellow streak down the middle of his back, his nephew. He made good money, didn't he? And don't forget, Al Levine, the talking machine. As much as I love Bill Nunn, he ain't got no business going in the Hall of Fame over Dick Haley. Like I said, I hate reverse discrimination. Haley was his boss. He put 13 people in the Hall of Fame. Bill Nunn put 3. Dick Haley should be in the Hall of Fame before Bill Nunn.
Bill Nunn changed the whole complexion of drafting with the Steelers.
Well, you said, Kansas City did that before him. I mean, if we're going to revisit history, Kansas City did it before him.
I'm just
Kansas City had more black players.
I'm just talking
was the first team
Steelers.
in NFL history to have more black players than white players on their team.
I'm talking.
And they won the Super Bowl before the Steelers.
I'm talking.
And they had a Bill Nunn on their staff that don't get no
And how
credit.
many Super Bowls does Kansas City have now?
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Here we go, Jackie Robinson. The same number Jackie Robinson got. Same number Jackie Robinson
We got to end this. The fiction and fact.
I don't like the reverse discrimination. That's why I like that Polish American coach for Cleveland, and the Steelers maybe should get a Polish
Pull it
American
out real quick.
coach.
Good. Pull it out real quick. The card. Yeah, that you got the one and then the reverse. There you go. He doesn't like it.
And there weren't many facts. There were not many facts, folks.
You don't believe Dick Haley should be in?
It's not a fact, though. That's an opinion.
Don't you? 13 Hall of Famers?
They don't understand.
13 Hall of Fame? Don't you agree, though?
Thank you, Smoking Jim. We're going to go move on.
Very important positions. I got an opinion. A brief one, but I got an opinion.
You want to start now?
Yeah. Right now. Okay. Baseball in the Olympics is something that hasn't happened since 2008. I'm happy that baseball's in the Olympics now. I'm sure you're not, but that's okay, But
He didn't know. So
you didn't know?
No.
You didn't know? Okay. Yeah, I'm not surprised anymore. Yeah, no.
It took a while, 10 months.
But baseball in the Olympics, I think, is a good thing, and it should stay in future Olympics because I enjoy watching countries and watching the talent that countries have. One of the reasons why baseball wasn't in the Olympics for the last 2 Summer Olympics was because the U.S. was winning too much and other countries didn't have the competitive balance to make it suspenseful. But a couple nights ago, or I guess it was morning in the U.S., but the U.S. lost to Japan in the Olympics in an exciting 10-inning game. Is that a good thing?
Yes.
Okay, well.
I hate to say he's anti-American.
I like Japan.
He just proved he's anti-American.
I like Japan.
We're USA.
And Japanese women are so beautiful.
Have you ever been to Japan before?
Huh?
Have you ever been to Japan?
No.
Okay.
I almost went to Okinawa.
But you didn't, did you? Okay. Well, that's one point. There we go.
We're talking. It's crazy right now.
But okay, on the
Thank you.
on the one hand, I was kind of sad because I'm like, okay, the U.S. lost. That's no fun. I want America to win. But on the other hand, this is proving an element that that if other teams are winning and doing well, then the Olympics might stay. Japan, I think, has a good enough team nationally that they could compete and realistically win the gold. There were some other atrocious teams that I saw. Mexico didn't do very well in this Olympics. Korea did okay, but I'm just watching all these teams and I'm kind of impressed in how they're playing, and the fact that America's not dominating is a good sign for the future.
Does the
And I think
Dominican Republic have a team?
I didn't see them play at
I
all.
like them too.
I feel like they did. Oh, I think I did. They played. I think I didn't pay attention to how they did.
He's just making up stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think they do have a team.
If he followed baseball, you would have thought, because of our history with the Pirates and Roberto Clemente, what country would he say there that could be our 51st state?
Puerto Rico.
Yay!
He got one
He
right.
got it!
He got one right.
Unbelievable. This is amazing.
I had to walk him around the block. How'd I do?
You did great. Yeah, but
It was hard.
despite America's loss, I hope baseball stays in the Olympics. But I got to tell you, too, I don't like the U.S.'s team right now. There's just too many not household players that play. I don't know if they're doing that to create more competitive balance. Todd Frazier's on the team. Did you know that?
Well, I don't like. I think Todd Frazier ought to change his name.
All right, what?
Is it just amateur players? Like
Some amateurs and some veterans who are free agents who have retired but still want to play.
Like Todd Frazier.
Well, Todd Frazier's a free agent. He didn't announce his retirement yet.
He should have retired.
Yeah, he's not good anymore.
Is
But
Adam Frazier probably my favorite player?
no, he's in Major League Baseball now because he's not an amateur. He is an established professional.
Try to explain that to him again.
You understand?
I understand.
Okay, he understands. So yeah, I do hope in the future though that we have more established MLB superstars playing in the Olympics. But I want it to stay, and I hope it does stay. And I'm kind of glad that there's more competitive balance, and Japan is doing well.
Thank you, Nick, for your opinion. And Smoking Jim, we're going to move on.
He wanted to end it with nobody cares about baseball.
No, he didn't.
It did not.
Just cut that. On location, there was a little delay on that. We have a boxing show at Monsville Prison, which is a haunted prison. They have paranormal shows there with ghosts. They used to hang people there. And we'll be there at 6 o'clock on Saturday night. Smoking Jim will be our driver. In the key passenger seat up front. Nick will be sitting there, and I'll be in the back. I bought a half a dozen bags of peanuts for us. You can supply water, and
I think the drive is going to scare me more than the ghosts.
No, it'll be fine. Smoking Jim's a good driver as long as he has sunglasses if it's sunny.
The dent was pre-planted in his car.
Well, he tried to get me to buy a car when I saw there was no dent on his car, and now there's a dent. Now, we'll just have to question that. But he is going to drive. He'll be at my house by 4 o'clock, same with Nick. So we're going to leave from Bethel Park to head for Monsville Prison, which they now do different activities and events there. And we've been there for boxing and MMA. It's a great venue. It has real lights and electricity, and we don't know what the ghosts are doing, but they have filmed things there. So we're looking for that. Then we have another boxing match coming up September 12th at 2 o'clock. So mark your calendars. We're getting I'm getting some feedback with people that want us to do some shows locally. I even had somebody bring up about pickleball. Doing pickleball.
What is that?
A
You never heard of
pickleball
pickleball?
tournament.
No, that's a white thing, isn't it?
No, it's like tiny tennis. They play with like a wiffle ball, and they play with smaller paddles.
Sound like a white thing.
Pull the
Pull
race
it out.
card up.
Where is it? Here it is. You got it there. You deserve that one.
Is that like wiffle ball?
So we'll see what happens there, and we don't have to go to commercial, but we're going to do some Bucko talk. And there's been a lot of things. We've had some rookie players come up, and one of the sensational things is we had a rookie named Castro that hit 5 home runs in his first 5 at bats. Wow. It's never been done in baseball. 5.
Rodolfo Castro.
Yes.
He's good.
Yes.
I like him.
And I told people, just enjoy. Sometimes somebody out of left field like Smoking Jim can actually play a sport and do well. He's not holding the bat right, but he just squeezed it. So
You're like choking. You can't.
Yeah. Well, notice his swing. It's
Loose.
not level.
Loose.
Did you notice his swing? It wasn't anything level.
I went 8 for 8 my last game.
Even if that is true, what'd you do before that?
Nothing. Nothing. He did nothing. So with Bucko's, you saw him play. I saw him hit a couple of his home runs. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I was sad they called him down too before the All-Star break. They sent him back down.
Yeah.
Which I was sad to see. But yeah, no, I'm watching him. It's making me excited. I'm still skeptical, but the skepticism is easing. I think the Pirates Although they're atrocious now and they've been atrocious the last couple of years, they are making moves to get better, and I'm starting to buy into that. Just a little bit. Still skeptical.
Well, look at Charrington, 11 trades and 30 players. So even if you get one or two good players and a few adequate players, that's better than what they have now.
They shipped off Rodriguez, too. I was pretty
Right.
happy to see that.
Right.
He's not a real closer. He was just playing one on TV.
He was sinking fast with all his other stats. And if you look at baseball, not through Smoking Jim's eyes, but through somebody else that knows baseball.
Who did they name the closer now after him?
I don't even know because I'm a little bit lost. We need Chip. He'll be back next week. He can fill you in a little on the Bucko talk.
But I have one more thing to say.
You can bring it up.
Here we go.
We got 6 minutes.
The Red Sox traded Michael Chavis to the Pirates. I saw that, and that's a good thing. I don't know if you remember, Michael Chavis had a good breakout season with the Red Sox in 2019.
Yeah.
And he can play multiple positions. I like that trade acquisition. He's been kind of on a downslide since his rookie year, which is, again, where the skepticism comes in. But the fact that he has the potential.
Sometimes a new place ignites their talent again.
Yeah, but it's Pittsburgh still. So yeah, it's the Pirates. I mean, maybe it could. I hope it does. And I'm kind of excited to watch him play for the Pirates. And some of the other acquisitions that they got, like Hoy Park, Chip was talking about last week, is a good thing. Still a little skeptical. But, again, with the more acquisitions that Ben Cherington and the Pirates have made, the more I'm kind of like, okay, there's something to get excited about. Something to get excited about.
Not full-blown excitement, but
we're
hopeful. You could be a little
hopeful. The skepticism is at ease, just a little bit.
There you go.
Well, this time of year, the thing to get excited about is football, so I agree with you.
Oh, yeah, it is August, isn't it? Wow.
And since he brought up football, he's a Steelers scout, NFL scout that has a roll of singles. So what's your opinion about the Steelers right now?
Well,
what have you heard? Because I know you haven't seen him at Three Rivers yet.
not Heinz Field either, but Las Vegas got
I wanted to see if you correct me.
Well, Las Vegas got them 8.5 and under because there's, obviously.
Tell them that's wins.
That's wins or losses and.
Well, 8.5 would be wins.
8.5 would be wins, and now that they're playing 17 games, I think this is the first year Coach Tomlin will have a losing season, 8-9.
And you're friends with him, aren't you?
Yeah, we used to be great friends, but I said some things on KDK radio, and he felt like I had his cell phone number. I should have called him and let him know what I was going to say. I said, I never know what I'm going to say. So
Neither do we.
And
neither do you. Hey, again, thanks for everybody watching our FaceTime show. We appreciate it. And we'll carry on with Smoking Jim. Let him continue the last 4 minutes. He has the floor. I know this is scary, but he has the floor.
Well, Coach Tomlin got mad because I said on KDK radio, and as you know, it goes to 7-8 different states, that his son Dino Tomlin was the only athlete in Western Pennsylvania history to never make an all-star team, but to get a big Division I scholarship to Maryland.
Oh, that's old. That's an old opinion. We've heard that one before.
No, this is what I'm saying. This is when me and Coach Tomlin fell out.
That's old news. We understand.
These guys get a little upset when you talk about their kids, even if it's the truth. Has Tomlin even seen the field at Maryland? What a waste of about $150,000 in scholarship.
Yeah.
To divert a little bit, Anthony in the control room said, "Don't forget about the Hall of Fame game."
Yes, Thursday night. That's why I was bringing up Steelers.
Against Dallas. Dallas Cowboys.
Thank you.
They're starting Mason Rudolph.
Mason Rudolph going to be starting. I think.
Got to give him some work.
I think the guy that got his teeth knocked out by his wife, Dwayne Haskins, will come in next, and then that other black quarterback will be third, the one that don't have no hair on his head. What's his name from Tennessee? Josh Dobbs. Yeah.
who's like a rocket scientist.
Yeah, he's very smart. I would let him get on with his life work. Hey, the Steelers ain't been the same since they got rid of the duck. Can you imagine if this duck was still here? I missed the
Smoking
duck.
Jim.
Oh my God!
I would have bet all the money that you have that Duck wouldn't be on the team. Like I said, he wouldn't be on the team.
He's with the Rams.
Didn't I quote you that the Duck wouldn't be on the team this year?
I mean, I'm sad he left too, but he wasn't a starting quarterback.
4-3 in the NFL as a rookie. You name me another. I think Terry Bradshaw was 0 for 12 his rookie year. Duck was 4-3.
Yeah, records don't mean much.
No, they kind of do.
But they don't.
They kind of do.
I mean, a quarterback could get a win.
Let's
but,
talk about Thursday night football game.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing Najee Harris. Coach Tomlin's so excited because he did good on backers, but anybody can push around Devin Bush. Devin Bush is the most unphysical linebacker in NFL history, and his dad wasn't much better. But hey, listen, the Pittsburgh Steelers, it's a tough schedule. Like I said, man.
But we're talking this is preseason.
They're playing preseason.
Hall of Fame game.
Everybody's sitting out. But I tell you what,
will we see? Here's the question I have: will we see an offensive line that can block?
Well, they haven't been doing much in
but that's my question: is it yes or no?
You're never going to see that. You got an African at left tackle. you got the fattest man and Banner at right tackle. I mean, come on, Al Levine, the talking machine. You got a couple pieces in there. I just hope that Najee Harris.
Who's their coach? He'll coach them up on the line.
Oh, my goodness. They got the coffee boy. So,
Okay.
Al Levine, the talking machine, after having two great offensive line coaches, in the last 20 years, and then you start hiring, guys who's basically, don't have any experience. You got to have a little gray hair to coach the offensive line.
Thank you, buddy.
Because the offensive line is the biggest group on the team, and I think the most important group, and the Pittsburgh Steelers don't value that.
So we're going to be in trouble.
Well, I wish we had Villanueva back. I always liked him.
He was starting to sink down a little bit.
I like the Sarge.
It's nice to like people, but we need winners. We need blockers. We need some winning here, buddy. Well, that's your opinion from the NFL Steelers scout, Smoking Jim. We don't know what they're going to do, and they got trouble. Well, thank you all for watching. Thanks, Smoking Jim. Thanks, Nick. Thanks, A2, A1, Ryan, Dan. Got a full house here, and please stay Joey strong.